Tonight, we welcome you to one of the most iconic and unforgiving tracks in all of motorsports. It's Darlington Raceway, the track too tough to tame. It's 175 laps of pure discipline, tire management, and survival as the Full Throttle Performance Cup Series rolls into town for race 6 of the season. My name's Sean Stam. We got Justin Yaw, commentators out here with you in the booth. Justin, how you doing on this wonderful racing evening, man?
I'm good. Glad to be here another night. Another race here with the Full Throttle Performance crew, and boy, have we got a dandy on deck for you here tonight. 26 drivers timed in during practice, so full field pretty much if you think about it. You know, this group right here has kind of grown and grown, but 26 drivers going to play a lot of hands here tonight.
26 drivers on the field. Taking a look at the top 20 in point standings. Joshua Game and Joshua Susi. It's the Joshua Show, 1 and 2. Ken Baum Jr., nice run throughout the season so far. He runs third in the points. How about Dylan Clark after his nice run last week at Vegas, second place? Dylan Clark shoots him up into fourth in the point standings. Matthew Fitz will drop to P5. And Brett Strickler, nice run thus far. Tyler Massey, P7. Jeremy Zarthos, Daniel Higgins, Ryan Smith rounding up the top 10.
So as we look ahead to tonight's racing, let's take a look at some of our sponsors here in the Full Throttle Performance Group. Jeremy Zarthos Photography. Sean, what's that one?
Oh, of course, Nitro Racing Setup Shop.
Nitro Racing, okay, I'll get them right eventually. Stam Studio, I'll be bringing the heat. Here we go, Full Throttle, Next Gen Performance. Bill Hell's our buddy. Best seat in the house for sure tonight. The Turn to Terrible podcast. I started listening to some of that the other day. Those guys pretty good.
All right. Have to get me some Turn 2 Terribles as we turn our attention to the race grid. Dylan Clark, after P2 last week at Vegas, he'll start on the pole, slap it on the pole at the 28.8. Joshua Susi, it's the man, the myth, the legend, sitting P2 in the points at Turtle Shell Motorsports. He'll start P2, 9 thousandths of a second back from our pole sitter. Kevin Click, he'll start P3. Joshua Gaiman, Jeremy Zarthos, nice qualifying effort from number 29. Him and his Ford Mustang will start P5. Kyla McCarthy, Andrew May, Stefan Oberstadt, David Smeal Jr., as well as Tyler Massey, Willie Hobart, and Jimmy Barr rounding at the top 12.
Looking at 13th through 24, Daniel Higgins at 13th, Tyler Rush 14th in the 72, Jaden Bingman in the 26th starting 15th, Tyler Shell 16th, the 85 machine, Austin Griffey in the 57 starting 17th, Michael Sheraton the number 14, 18th, Caitlin Haight the 19. Dean Clavitt in 20th, Ken Baum Jr. 21st, Kevin Gibney Jr. 22nd, George Wood in 23rd, and Anthony Bay going to round out 24th.
25th belongs to Chris Lynn out of Turn 2 Terribles, one of our many drivers out of Turn 2 Terribles. And Nathan Burnett, starting P26, going to round out our 26, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm not going to count them all, 26 driver grid. Justin, we have 175 lap race. It's a relatively cool day for racing out here, 72 degrees, 55% humidity, partly cloudy skies and up above us. Going to have to keep a feel out in these right side, the right front and the right rear. Don't want to burn it off here too early, as well as that stage break. About lap 88 in the race, there won't be a caution flag thrown here for it, but very important points dished out there at the end of the stage. Thank you all out here for joining us. It's Sean Stam, Justin Yaw here live on Stam Studio Network. Let's kick off race 6 of this Full Throttle Performance Cup Series season. Dylan Clark is on the pole, Joshua Susi, pole sitter on the outside row, Kevin Click, Joshua Gaiman, 3-4, Kyla McCarthy, and Jeremy Zarthos, that third row back. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. You know what time it is. Oh, it's tire spinning time out there, that Joshua Susi machine.
Yeah, they spun a little bit there. That's going to stack them up just a little bit as they head off into turns 1 and 2. You know, we talked about this a lot last night. It'd be interesting to watch these guys and gals here tonight. Just the way they drive, obviously, like we mentioned last night, two completely different corners here. So it's going to be interesting to watch them see. Oh, that one might be my paint scheme of the race right there. The Cat Turn 2 Terribles paint scheme. Who's that? Who's running that one?
Oh, it's the man, the myth. That's Oberstadt already.
Oh, yeah. No. I'm talking about the one behind it. One
Oh,
behind
sorry. It's Andrew May. Double deuce.
Andrew
turn two
May.
terrible.
That's slick. That is slick.
So I went back to Reddick's paint scheme when he was in the Cat, and it kind of shifted theirs out there with Stefan Oberstadt running that kind of Bass Road throwback paint scheme out there. But Dylan Clark continuing to lead laps. Susie about 0.2 of a second back, and we continue to see that nice side-by-side battles continuing to happen from about 7th, 8th, 9th on back, now cutting to about 10th, 11th, 12th. These drivers have to be so careful with running side by side here earlier on in the race. If you don't have the momentum, if you don't have at least sort of that inside line out there as you start to try and make a move, it is going to be hard to be done, as well as you're just going to continue to burn up those tires, something you can't afford here from Darlington Raceway.
Got to be smart. Got to take care of this thing. We've seen this man right here pick up the dub last night. So you got to start kind of, I think, wondering, do you start making strategy calls earlier on in this race? So we have 100% fuel. How many tire sets do you say we have, Sean?
I believe my note's showing 4 tire sets available for the field.
Okay. So what? Break out the calculator here.
Man, one of those drivers.
That's a percent sign. That's not a division sign. So all right. So we're gonna break this thing down in about 50 laps. 45, 43 and a half is kind of where you're at, but break it into 50. I think you can make it to 50.
What if you throw a caution in there at some random point, though? Does that throw off your strategy?
Of course it does.
Okay, now we're talking.
That's how it works, ain't it?
I think something like that. Have to do. We'll have to see who's going to play that longer run strategy, or try to even possibly save a set of tires. But it's going to be hard to save a set of tires from Lady in Black. You try to get a little bit too finicky when you're dancing with her, and she might pull the carpet from underneath your feet. Austin Griffey, Michael Sheridan, Kevin Gibney Jr. Oh, Pancake City out of turn 2.
Oh. There's the IHOP sign. Just waiting to happen.
Ken Baum Jr. comes to this race third within our point standings. He's right now, in the thick of it. Right now, that outside line, he was inside. His teammate outside of Michael Sheridan Jr. Michael Sheridan will now drop to P14 as he has company knocking. It's door quarter clear out there for Kevin Gibney Jr. We're still going to run side by side out of turn 2 once again. Careful here. It got tight pretty quick.
Yeah, that wall just kind of pokes out just a little bit when you come off the corner. You think it'd kind of flow a little bit. No, sir. Oh, my goodness. Sheridan knocking the walls off that thing. Golly, he ain't going to have the... That's a stripe and a half.
I think if we get the bifocals out, that right front definitely looks dented in, and not what you want from Darlington, especially this early. 8 laps in the run. That's going to continue to... he's going to be fighting for some grip out there, that 14. Man, oh man, Nathan, or excuse me, it was Nathan Burnett slapping the wall as well.
Nah, just a little love tap. I wasn't as bad as Sheridan. Smoked that outside wall.
So I believe this is the turn a couple laps before it, but he starts to look side by side with Ken Baum Jr. out here. Teammates going at it. Here comes Ken Baum Jr. Also 31. Going to follow Ken Baum in suit. That's Kevin Gibney Jr. And then here comes the exit of turn 2 here. I believe this is the first little tap.
Chris Lynn going for that Kyle Larson scheme, ain't he? Chip Ganassi or whatever it was before he got on with Clorox and all them. Oh my gosh. He got every bit of that wall. No, he felt that one in the wheel.
Joining back in this battle with Jaden Bingaman and Jimmy Barr, Willie Hobart, Caitlin Haight. Don't count out Daniel Higgins right now. This is 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Only 0.2 of a second apart, Justin. We've started to talk about this newer NASCAR next-gen machine out here. It's a lot less downforce on it. It's smaller spoiler, way less diffuser underneath the car, as well as, yes, let's hear it for him, increasing that horsepower out as well. We finally see that in the sim, and Jimmy Barr is going to go for a slide. What a save! No!
Oh, got it. Ew. Oh, whoa.
Hang on to her. Man, Jimmy Barr, he had it spun back and around. He had it saved for a second, then it just looped to the inside wall, that going back straightaway. Exactly as I was starting to mention, that power increase as well as downforce decrease, especially you're back here in dirty air. It's hard to run these NASCAR next-gen machines. I mean, as loose as they already are out here. Here you see Jimmy Barr just kind of self-induced spin out of two.
Dang, Jimmy. Rock and roll. Ryan Newman scheme there.
I'm glad that you were
Yep.
able to get that one, Justin, because I've seen so many different drivers run that kind of mobile one Pegasus paint scheme.
Yeah, that was kind of a famous, or I'm not going to say a famous one, a more used or a more run one. There we go.
Hey, you see, was that Austin? Who was that? Well, I guess all the drivers that were able to make it down and through after the spin, but also right in front of Caitlin Hate's hands. Look, there she's going to make her way right on by it. Let's actually last look at this replay. Let's see what. That's a big old rear bumper full of Caitlin Hate, but no contact with her.
Oh, that thing spread its wings and stopped itself from smacking the wall.
Pull out the landing flaps. Oh man, Who? Nathan Burnett was close to licking him.
Seen that bow in it, threw the throttle stop in reverse and just pushed it against the wall. Said, and push it.
Pushing it real good. Man, Dean Clavitz, George Wood, and Jimmy Barr. Only 3 drivers come down and pit this time. Tires are at a premium, only 4 sets available. Stage break at lap 88, but as we, okay, that's, anyways. Stage break lap 88, so no caution flag thrown for it, but there will be, obviously those points dished out. If you're just now joining us, this is only our first caution. We're 13 laps down out of 175. Dylan Clark so far leads every single lap.
We kind of talked about this briefly, man. These restarts are going to get crazy. We seen it last night in the Bump and Run League. It's liable to do the same thing here in the Full Throttle League, man. These restarts are going to be crucial. You know, we seen it last night with Sammy Harold. Got to that middle, that corner of one on the restart, and it just spun. And, boy, we could have had a lot of raked race cars real quick. But Harold did a great job of not collecting everybody. So it's going to be interesting here just seeing how this front group kind of reacts on the restart and making sure you don't get on the throttle too quick or, you know, spin this baby out in front of everybody. Just it's going to be fun.
We're now on some worn tires. Still got some cars touching the pack as well. So keep an eye on, I mean, the throttle application out here. Well, I guess keep the ears and eyes out here. It could get tight, quick, and wadded up and in a hurry, as this is pretty worn out asphalt. Pretty, it shreds the tires lap after lap. We are already running about half a second slower lap times, about 13 laps in. Dylan Clark, inside row, kind of Hardee's throwback paint scheme, and then you got that Jeff Gordon throwback up top of Joshua Susie. It's a little bit of a wiggle and a jiggle at outside line that allows Dylan Clark door quarter clear to the race lead. Are we already back on the caution? Here we go. Here we don't go.
Already. Uh-oh.
Not showing any cars involved in this one, at least off of the bat out here. Looking at Kevin Gibney Jr., he's on the apron. I don't think his nose is necessarily wrinkled up. Take a look out here, this drop of the green flag again. Wave it like it's, Yeah, there you see it. Caution flag already thrown. No incident on the racetrack.
Somebody not happy with the start, I guess.
Well, Justin, that gives that allows us to talk about some of our last race results. We talked about point standings out there at the drop of the broadcast. We'll start out there with Dylan Clark. As I mentioned the 3rd time tonight, he finished P2 at Vegas, but talking Susie. How about Susie? I'm not showing Joshua within my top 15. Let me just make sure, double check. Also, Kevin Click. He finished P8 last week, and he continues to run up there in the top 3 tonight here from the track too tough to tame. And how about Kevin Click here so far, running exactly where he started, but that's what you kind of want to do out here, keep that track position up. Turn 2 Terribles, Jeremy Zarfos Photography, Dark Horse Ford Mustang, Ontario, Ohio, not Canada. I would have had that one confused. Nice start here for him.
Well, what we doing?
Just a tiny run through.
Just trying to run through. All right, Joshua Gaming in 4th. Who we got in 5th? Is that my boy Kyler McCarthy?
It's feet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Uh-oh. Stream stopping. Oh, there we go. We're good. David Smil Jr. in 6th. Out of Pennsylvania. 7th, currently Jeremy Zarfos. I don't know if Jeremy's running a throwback. It's pink. You ain't going to miss it. That's for sure. Dang. Stephen Overstat right now running the Dale Senior All-Star gold car.
Real quick, back to Jeremy Zarfo. This is kind of like Miami Vice.
It's Miami, baby.
Terribles. Now we're talking. Remember Zarfo?
Miami,
he started
baby.
Up there in P5 as well. So, I mean, continuing. Nice run for him. And there's the one who I thought we were talking about earlier. And then we finally had to get back to it. It's the, what is that, the Weir Tax Company on that Sunday Red Chevrolet Camaro. As you mentioned, man, what a throwback that is out there. That RCR number 3.
Yeah, there we go. Tyler Massey, and currently running right there inside. 22 outside. Andrew May. He's rocking the cat throwback.
That's your paint scheme night, ain't it?
Yeah. That's my boy right there. Like the paint scheme, clean. What Warburton can't say is ours.
Yeah.
And then they proceed to put 2 of them. I seen this on TikTok the other day. It had me crying. The man's got 2 R's in his name, and they can't pronounce his R's. Wood Button. Hey, I'm Wood Button.
It reminds me of that. God, what's his name? Who's always on the Instagrams and the TikToks? Not afraid to voice his. Isn't it Wallace? Rusty? I forget, but he's a goofball.
You talking about Bubba? Bubba Wallace?
No. I'll get back to it. It's on the tip of my tongue. We'll have to get back to it after this restart.
Okay, we're back green.
Now we're talking. It's Full Throttle Performance Cup Series coming at you live, coming at you 150 miles an hour right now into turn 1.
Gonna add the sound effects to realization. Does that count? Does that count? You counting that?
Yeah, it counts in my book.
Side by side right now for 3rd and 4th. That's Quick and Gaiman.
Here comes Susie.
Here we go for the here we go for the race lead. Is he gonna be able to make it stick? Gonna float up the track. Push it and be able to make the pass. Susie. Oh, big wreck back here.
Oh, that's Jeremy Zarfos involved, and so is the 26 as well.
Miami down.
Miami down, Jaden Bingaman down. They're going to keep this under green flag conditions after some pretty heavy contact between one, if not 2 drivers. Susie clear to the race lead, and right now I'm continuing to see that Superman Jeff Gordon throwback paint scheme doing exactly as he needs to do, diamonding these corners. He washes up the track out there throughout corner entrance as well as corner apex, and then is able to cut it right back out there throughout corner exit. Look, he's going to do it again out here out of turn number 4. This time coming by to complete lap number 21. Clears Dylan Clark by 0.18 seconds at the stripe.
Razzle. Dazzle.
Jazzle.
Now you got to see Clark. You had a kind of a good little run there to start the race, and you didn't have to really fight for any air. So now he's going to have to fight for it. And again, like we've talked about, this new iteration of the next gen car has kind of been weird with the arrow. So we seen it a little bit last night. These cars go to pass, and you kind of get in somebody's funky. Oh, Clint gonna get into. Smil, save it! Oh, what a save!
David Smil Jr., have you ever? My goodness gracious.
What a save. Save and a half right there.
We're going to have 1, 2, 3,000 looks at some race replays coming up, but right now there is just no time for it. Continuing to see side by side. This time it's Stefan Obersat, Kevin Click. They're 2 wide, 2 rows back. Looks like Andrew May, Caitlin Haight not going to want to miss out on any of this fun as well.
Boy, that outside wall, I mean, you're just floating around through there.
Careful, Massey.
Yeah. Easy killer, easy.
Oh, look at how that just backed up this whole pack. That backed it up from like an accordion effect. Ken Baum Jr. felt it. So did the 27 and 85 got the worst of it. That allowed Willie Hobart to come and join this battle. We're going to look door to door going back and into, I believe, this one. That's Tyler Massey running that outside, just barely clear for P9. Nice pass. Massey, nice defense. Able to hold off the hard-charging Ken Baum.
Defense!
Justin, this is getting tight right now. It's a double, quadruple sandwich going on out here. Whatever your favorite flavor, or whatever your favorite meat is in your sandwich, I think Ken Baum Jr.
Whoa!
Well, he's going to try to look down the inside once again on Massey.
I ain't going to be able to get the pass.
Real quick, we got to see what happened to
Baum. Is he gonna? He's gonna have a huge run coming in this corner. Does he maybe try to set up the crossover? Gets to the outside. Gonna get back to the throttle there. No, Massey gonna go on the defense there. Able to block the run up the 2.
Gonna take a quick look and see what happened out here to that number 27, David Smeal Jr. I think he gets squeezed pretty good out here in the exit of 4, and then has an immaculate job at saving this thing.
And the squeeze.
My favorite movie ever. Oh, David Smeal Jr.'s not laughing. His hands are going to work right there. Wonder if we can hop on board here with him. Well, this is with Kevin Click.
I bet he had a front row seat for it, at least.
And then here we should be with David Smeal Jr. Watch his hands right here. Okay.
Next corner.
Watch his hands right here. Right.
Worried about?
Right. Left, straight.
Well, it was probably right there at about 3 o'clock, about 4 maybe.
All right, I know we still got a couple of race replays to look at with Jaden Bingaman going around, as well as 1 to 2 drivers involved in that wreck. We're going to keep it out here at least throughout the couple of race battles as they continue to run 0.3 of a second for P1, P2. Susie after getting around Dylan Clark. Dylan after leading about the first, about 16 to 17 laps. It's now been the Joshua Susie show. This is exactly what he needed, leading 10 laps, but he's gonna hit that wall a little bit out of turn 2. God, look at that! Look at
Clark
how that
is
really
just staying right there with him. I mean, Clark, that's the thing is Susie has kind of been one of them guys. If he's got out, it took caution to kind of get him reeled in, or just getting caught up in somebody's accident. But Clark able to kind of hold him true and steady here.
If we take a nice look at these last lap histories between these drivers, it has been a little bit of cat and mouse. Oh my God, Justin, right now we are running, let's see, best lap time of the race, 29.1. We are running 29.8, 29.9, 30. Look at the tire fall off right now, and that's exactly why Joshua Susie, you see him loose as a goose out of the corners. Clark starting to close that gap as Susie continues to struggle for grip.
Yeah, and that grip's not going to get there anytime soon.
What did you say? You're going to try to break this race up in, 50 lap segments? My God, we still got a ways to go.
45, something like that. Somewhere around there, 45-ish.
Now, Justin.
So what, we're at 33. It may be a little longer with the tires and the fuel cycle. I mean, that's, just half, break it up into fours. Depending on the fuel cycle and all that and how well they mapped it, might be a little more.
Golly, I would not want to be out here underneath the driver's seat. I mean, most weekends, if not all of them, except for this one. I'll be honest. I was honest about it last night, the old bump and run. Come on, my God. We have had a huge impact with the wall. Was that Jeremy Zarfos' hot pink machine and Jimmy Barr? No officials for me this week as Darlington. It is the track too tough to tame. And man, oh man, Jeremy Zarfos continuing to struggle with some pretty heavy contact out there. Contact with another driver. That's going to be Jeremy Zarfos and Austin Griffey going at it.
Hit him with a razzle.
A little bit of dazzle. Now we're talking.
Mix in a little cha-ching to it. You'll be all right.
David Smeal Jr. coming back after really upsetting his tires. His tires are pretty pissed off at him after that huge slide. But he's still got a race car, and that's all that matters. David Smeal Jr. up to P10 after passing now Willie Hobart. Man, keep an eye on this number 27 after losing quite a few spots out there with what could have been a day ender. All of these drivers I'm continuing to see out this back-end camera shot. Justin, we're working all the way up the wall. I mean, running right up next to it.
Have I mentioned that wall will jump out there and bite you yet? They've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty, and by gosh, they're going to reach you about it. That's for sure.
How about Daniel Higgins? He started 13th, but in this battle between 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th, I think he's doing something that I don't mind seeing. You continue to see Daniel Higgins kind of run a little bit lower compared to other drivers right now on this current tire set, I'll add. Look at them way up the track up there. Within each and every single corner up and in front of him is that 25 Kevin Click Tyler Rush as well. Daniel Higgins, he's kind of playing a little bit more safer approach to this race. You can already see quite a few right fronts, if not Darlington stripes on quite a few of these drivers. That number 9 still looks, I mean, right fresh out of the box.
Yeah, Boo, that's a good looking scheme. I don't know if that's the one that Elliott's actually running this year, but that's a lot better than the ones in the past.
Yeah, I think that metallic adds just a little bit more to it out there.
Yeah,
man, that looks
little
good.
pizzazz.
All right, so closest battle on the racetrack, it has been between this little 2/10 of a train going at it, but it's now Austin Griffey who's showing a little bit off the pace. Remember, we saw that hot pink number 57 kind of get a little bit friendly with that outside wall, that Willow Mill Speedway Whiplash Shimcam Chevrolet Camaro. He is going to have, there's no way that you can pit this early because it just is going to completely screw up your whole rest of the race. 57 hanging on for dear life right now, running 23rd. Oh, man.
Ooh. Banged when he should have bonged. I'm running out of them, honestly and truthfully.
I'm going to have to borrow that one. I think this might be the incident here. It's going to be dang close to it. As Dean Clavitt, there's, you see the 57 way up the track. Oh, no! There's the first part of it. And then at that point, it's just going to continue to turn less, and less. Well, Justin, what are you liking so far, paint scheme-wise, driver-wise? I mean, we know that Andrew May rocking and rolling that cat paint scheme back there. Joshua Susi rocking and rolling through the pack. What are you liking seeing? What are you liking so far?
I'm really liking this pace so far. Everybody's just kind of, they're racing hard with one another, but they're keeping it within their line. They ain't really pushing nothing too crazy. Taking the opportunity, and obviously you got to stick your nose in there. Call me crazy, but I love the host of our aspect of, there ain't no friends out here. Sure, we're all buddies once we get out of the race cars, but once you in the race car, it's me, myself, and I. Quick gonna wash up the racetrack. He's gonna push it, and that's gonna open the door for the 72 of Rush to come running on by.
This battle, the four-way battle that we keep kind of eyeballing out here. I mean, Rush, Click, here comes Higgins as well as, is that Chris Lynn? Chris Lynn tagging on as well. 4-car kind of breakaway for 13th. 13th, 14th, 15th. and that 16th position. Higgins still running that low line, and that's exactly when it's going to start to come into play right now. You see the 25, Kevin Click smack the outside wall, although this is hurting those right side tires a little bit more for Higgins. It's continuing to be the safer play at a pretty aerodynamic track like Darlington Raceway. Our top speeds tonight have been 185 miles an hour. Right now we're only hitting about 5 miles an hour slower than that within these really worn tires. We're not able to get that throttle pedal pinned down there off of the exit.
You really got to get this thing to turn and get it pointed straight before you mat that gas and get it all the way down. Can't just roll it around through there hoping, swinging a prayer. You got to get that thing turned, and you got to get it turned quick and get it moseying off there.
Here comes Chris Lynn starting to draw a bead on Kevin Click's rear bumper. He's going to get tight. Number 25, Click taking away that race line as well as all of the air. Number 32. Still got Higgins just making it work out there, that Chase Elliott paint scheme, but still continues to, as well as Chris Lynn, just not able to make that gap a little bit closer out there, at least exits. I had that backwards. Entrances of the corner, loses a little bit, but exits, gains it all right back. You can see that in the frame right there of Chris Lynn. Just as I was mentioning it, here we go. You see it, loses on entrance, but gains it all back on exit.
Looking out the windshield here. On board with Chris Lynn, currently running 15th. We got Clicks in front of him again. Oh, Click got to tag the wall. Pretty damn good there.
Here you go.
Gonna lose that he's going to lose that momentum big time there, Pop. That ain't going to hurt the old wallet book, the steam. But, man, what a four-car horse race this is.
Shoot, call it 5 out there. Look who's tagging along. It's Dean Clavitt, that snap-on, wisdom tooth SDP machine. My goodness. Real quick, battles for P2 and 3 starting to heat up and boil. It's Josh Gaiman, Dylan Clark. Gaiman, he's got his fishing rod right now. Going fishing, he's hooked onto something. Wait a second, I think it's the number 34, Dylan Clark, reeling him in, but he's got his rod bent to a max. It's here you see him save it out there. Gaiman almost loses at a turn 2.
Yeah, Clark has got himself way on out there.
You know what I just
He's got to
noticed?
keep that gap. He's got to keep that gap. Susie's got him a gap, too. He has put 2 seconds on these 2 guys behind him. If you're Susie, you're like, hey, boys, keep racing this thing out. I'm going to keep putting space between y'all. Because when we start, taking green flag stops here, I believe, next probably 15, 20 laps, it could be a difference between, coming out and say 12th versus coming out in 22nd.
Caitlin Haight, Kyla McCarthy. Who else is in that as well? Is Stefan Oberst? No, so it's Caitlin Haight, Kyla McCarthy, and that's a turn 2 Terribles. I believe that's going to be the 14 of Michael Sheridan, if I'm remembering that correctly. And it looks like so. It also looks like Kyla McCarthy's got his steering wheel back and all fixed up and in operating order. And I'm not talking sim, but I'm talking like the actual hardware, that Kyla McCarthy races on. He was dealing out there with a little bit of issues, the one that he had. Man, McCarthy rocking, rolling. He started 6th out there, running up there in 4th. Watch these feet. Shoot, watch Kyler's concentration go to work trying to hold off Caitlin Haight.
I say Cosmo and Wanda think they slick back here.
Nice race form 4th of Caitlin Haight also has been our biggest mover since the drop of the green flag. 14th position gained since the drop of the green. Let's go pit stops here as we got our 2 front runners in, 2 first drivers in. Ken Baum Jr. pits. Joshua Gaiman from that top 3 battle is in. See a hot pink car, hopefully didn't miss the pit entrance there. Going a little bit slow on that left side. Gaiman's in. This should be a relatively easy call, shouldn't it, Justin? Just 4 tires fill me up to the brim.
I would agree. Looking at it, visualizing it, the way things are going, yeah, I agree with you. 4 tires, top her off, and get this thing out in front of the pace, or out in front of everybody as fast as you can.
So remember out here, I'm actually going to put this down on my notes. Gaiman out is the first, well, Ken Baum Jr. is in as well. Ken Baum Jr. really the first driver to pit, and here comes Gaiman. Michael Sheridan is in. Dylan Clark, another one of our front-running drivers, another driver lead. A lot of laps tonight. Dylan Clark pits from that top 3 battle as well. Led 20 of them earlier on. He's got that first pit stop. Right side tire is going up on it. Windshield tear off. Should see left side tires, and away we'll see that number 34.
What do you think, Sean? You come in getting 4, rolling it on back out there?
I'm definitely getting forward, Justin, but I think the talking point of, the strategy call really depends on, it depends on basically the delta that you're losing, right? You can't be losing at this point. Look at the last lap that Joshua Susi did run. A 30.2 when the best lap times have been a 29.11. So that's still almost a whole second of fall off. It all depends how, if you treated those tires up earlier on the run. If you can, as a crew chief, I'm going to say stay out as long as you can, but don't waste your time staying out on older tires. As we are definitely within our window now.
Do you follow Cletus?
I'm subscribed to him, but I'm not watching every video or nothing.
He announced his lineup for the Freedom 500 today.
Oh, right on.
So I was just going to hit some of the high notes of this list. Let's play the guessing game of Do You Know Them? Also very sad that he's selling one of his race cars. He's selling my favorite race car he's got. Just sad, man. All right, Sean, here we go. You ready to play the game?
I think I'm ready.
All right. Oh, green flag. Zusi hasn't pitted, right? He stayed out.
Yeah, he's still staying out.
Okay, all right.
But it's going to be soon.
It's going to be soon. All right. Do you know who LS George is?
Yeah, isn't it Squirrel McNutt?
Squirrel McNutt, yeah.
Okay.
You know who Ty is?
Yeah.
You know who Zach is? The wire guy.
Yeah.
Here comes Massey in.
I saw a little bit of right front lockup out there from Massey. But I guess it don't matter. He's putting freshies on it anyways.
Yeah. He kind of hinted at that last night, did he not? I think he kind of hinted at in his interview, making sure he didn't lock it up. Did a good job of not spinning that baby out.
Like how the only one that I knew so far was Squirrel McNutt.
You know who Cletus McFarland is, right?
I would hope so.
All right, let's see. Do you know who Travis Pastrana is?
Oh, yeah.
You know who Bobby Earnhardt is?
Oh, yeah. Oh!
What about J.H. Diesel?
It's not the, nah, I don't think so.
Brian Deegan.
Oh, yeah.
What about Jack Stan Jimmy?
No, sir.
What about Heavy D?
I can't say so. Now,
you're asking me all these and if you know, I want to get you caught up on some of this. Yeah. Who's coming in now?
I can hear all the, well, hopefully I'm not roped in Thunderdome, but I can hear the Thunderdome starting to rumble out there, saying no to a couple of those names.
Clevin Quick got to come down. David Smith Jr. already on pit road. I think David's still trying to recover from that spin earlier.
Kevin Click is in as well. Remember, no fast repairs for these drivers. Also, something that I do want to highlight on the timing and scorings pylon, if you take a gander at the left side of your screen, I'll show the best time thus far for every single driver. About 29.1 for Susi, 0.4 of a second faster than Caitlin Hayes. McCarthy, about 29.3, and so on. If I cut that to last lap time, though, look at this. For our top 9 drivers, 30.4, 30.2, 30.5. The fall off here is insane, and we continue to see it just so. We continue to talk about that tire fall off, though, because we are now, Justin, lap 63, and still our first 1 through, call it, 1 through 5 drivers now still have yet to pit.
You think they're going to come soon? You think they're going to ride this baby out?
No, it's got to. They got to be.
Maybe we got to be getting close.
Yeah, I would start to think that we're running on fumes, and I almost think maybe some of these drivers are setting themselves up for a little bit better stage finish in only 25 laps. But remember, no caution flag thrown. It's man, oh man, Gibney Jr. gonna smack that wall like he owed him something. I don't know what the good call out is there, but
owed him money.
Yeah,
he owed him money.
So as things are going to cycle out, remember we saw Ken Dom Jr. first driver in, but he pit from about, I think it was about the bottom 10. Then we saw Gaiman, the next driver in. He's now worked himself up into that 8th position, working over and working that gap closer and closer to Anthony Bay. Anthony Bay did pit, but Kevin Gibney Jr. has yet to pit in the 31. Speaking of him, Caitlin Haight, she's down there. We're heading to you, Justin.
Here she comes in. Oh, she's going to miss the box just a little bit.
How much time do you think that warrants under green flag conditions? What, a second or two with just that quick little bobble?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to affect it too much.
Yeah, I'd always really not be happy with myself if I make a mistake like that. And in the bump and run bump and run truck series on Thursday nights. At least for Atlanta, I was up there in the battles for the race win up there with Tyler Massey and gang, and I did just that, and I unfortunately think I did lose the draft because of it. But here at a track like Darlington, you don't really have to worry too much about a draft. Kyler McCarthy is in, and that also, real quick, I do want to, oh, she's not here tonight, but I did want to say a quick apologies. The last, it wasn't a league race for it, but it was just a hosted fun race. I think Olivia Hammond and I, a little bit of a racing incident out of what, turn 2 at what, Vegas? It's all right. It was all fun games. As all the fun and games happens, though, it's Joshua Susi out and into the race lead.
Was he not pitted yet, man? He is. They had to take all the foam out of the fuel tank, I think.
They did that, man. They got the frame rails loaded with fuel. You better hope Susi doesn't nose it in the wall, because that thing is, catch some fire, man. It's got to be within these next few laps that you would imagine that we see Susi pit. Let's hop on board. Is he doing any fuel saving?
Bro, I seen that piece of rubber on his windshield, and I thought a car was coming back across the track.
Look out. Oh, man. Dude. I'm stumbling for words as I am trying to stumble for my calculator, I guess, to see just how this is all going to work out. He has a 23-second gap over Daniel Higgins. Daniel, about the 8 of a second gap over Dean Clavitt. Gibney Jr. So there's only 4 drivers on the lead lap right now. Justin, if there was a caution, this race would be flipped on its head.
Yeah, a caution would, I think, throw a wrench in everybody's plan right about now. Probably more than a wrench. It'd probably throw probably get yelled at like your dad when you're holding a flashlight. Did you ever catch a stray like that, Sean?
Probably so, yeah.
I know I did.
Dang it. Okay, so this time Anthony Bay is in the 45 of, what does that say? I can't even. NTBFYsetups.com. He's had that setup rock and rolling so far. I don't think he, did you see, I didn't see tires go up on that car. Did you, Justin? No, 15.57. Okay, it's probably a 4-tire pit stop.
Yeah, that's a 4. That's a 4. Maybe a little damage repaired.
Justin, you remember our what was that, our our first caution, I believe it was Dean Clavitt, actually came down pit road, as did, I believe, 2 other drivers. This is how Dean Clavitt's continuing to run further and further in this stint, although so is Susie and Higgins, still have yet to pit. But Dean Clavitt last pit on lap 16, Kevin Gibney Jr. last pit on lap 12. So these different strategies really starting to clash right now between our top about 5 runners.
Clavitt, Susie. Oh, that wall jumped out and bit Andrew May a little bit. Just stuck a chicken wing out there, basically. You ever thrown a chicken wing, Sean?
Isn't it like a boomerang? It'll come right back at you. No, I'm just
No, chicken wings are on.
Well, let's see
Throwing
if
a chicken wing home.
see if Tyler Shell and Tyler Rush can. Oh, I didn't have anything ready to go here for it. Well, as soon as I start to talk about the double Tyler show, it's our race leader down and in there to you. Justin, this time, race leader headed to you. That Jeff Gordon throwback paint scheme.
Come on to Miss Susie.
That
Get
Turtle
on
Shell
in.
automotive wraps. All right. Get down. I could wrap the old Camaro.
Superman. All right, get in there, get it stopped, woed up. Good stop so far. Right side's going to go on this race car. Fuel to go the second can getting put in. We're going to have to get off pit road clean here. Rolled it off good there, and just a textbook stop right there out of the 81 machine.
So with this stop, here comes Joshua Gaiman, who's actually already passed that number, oh God, the 81 of Susie. That is the gap difference there, about half of the track width apart. Daniel Higgins still opting to stay out. His last lap was a 30.6, best of the race 29.58. Dean Clavitt now starting to close in on that gap after, well, I take that back. Here comes Dean down into pit lane. God, is it bumpy down there.
It's a little bumpy.
So this has been a long pit stop cycle thus far, and with only 13 laps to go left of the stage. There's only 2 stages tonight, so splitting this thing right down the middle as far as stages go. As far as pit stop strategies go, Dean Clavitt in lap 76 after pitting 16. Should see 4 tires and filled up with Sunoco race fuel for Dean. Back up through the race lead, though, Daniel Higgins still our one and only driver who's yet to pit, and we have seen this strategy run from Daniel Higgins before, and it's almost worked within his favor. He almost had, I believe it was 1 lap too late, or if he just stayed out 1 more lap, he could have trapped down the whole field. But with these differing strategies, that's how Kevin Gibney Jr. only shown 3 seconds back, pitting lap 12. And Joshua Gaiman, the race leader, ultimately in this strategy, worked his way down up to P3, only 1.9 seconds back from P2.
Just breaking it down. Higgins, Gibney have not pitted, correct?
Gibney has pit, but it's been lap 12, so it's got to be close. It's for both these drivers, but if somebody were to pit first, it would probably be Higgins. Golly, we gotta take a static shot out there on 4. Or, yeah, this time we'll look at how close these drivers come out here to this wall. Well, Higgins continues to play it safe, but here comes Gibney Jr. rocking, rolling. Here comes rest of the pack. Whoa, look at Clavitt, and that's exactly how he's able to carry so much speed and pace.
That thing had some momentum behind it.
Watch this out here too.
It's gonna have that mo and the momentum.
Oh, there's already a smoke on the wall. Oh, look out, cameraman. His sparks flying out those
Tim Tom over
rear
finna
ends.
get smoked over there. He ain't ready.
So we've talked about the NASCAR Next Gen, and we've talked about the changes to it, but something that differs the Next Gen between maybe the O'Reilly Auto Parts car, save myself there, as well as the Truck Series, Craftsman Truck Series. The rear end as well as front toe links, they're completely different, these NASCAR Next Gens. You can rub up on that outside wall, but if you get a little bit too friendly with it, you smack it. So we have a caution on the racetrack. You can bend that toe link, and it will be the end of your night, just barely kissing the wall. Trying to look, see what the cause of this caution is for, as we see a puff of smoke out of turn 4. Oh, I saw one out there a little slow. Oh, it's Willie Hobart.
Oh, gosh, what a
Is he
big
out of
Willie
fuel?
do. He might have run out of fuel.
Either out of gas out there or hit the wall so hard, knocked the fuel lines out of it. No, in all seriousness, though, let's hang on board here. Let's kind of see if we can dissect Willie Hobart. Well, not Willie Hobart, but what happened to him.
Pops it in fifth, run around third here, run kind of the middle line here.
He's not doing any fuel saving going into the corner. Oh, let's say that he is a little bit low on the revs. Let's see if I can. Oh, he does end up spinning it. There is contact. I don't know.
Bam! Oh my!
Oh, it's Dean
gosh.
Clavitt. No.
Dean Clavitt, Dylan Clark involved. Clark had a fast number 34 machine. Oh, who's going to get woed? Oh my gosh, who was that up there at the top that got it woed up in time? Oh my gosh.
I apologize and a half out there. I mean, I don't know how timing and scorings did not cue this up as a racing incident, because look at this. As Clavitt just has nowhere to go. He gets tagged from the 83's bumper, I believe that was, or 85 of Tyler Schell. Willie Hobart continuing to loop-de-loop. See if we can kind of take a bigger picture here. Oh, goodness. Look out. Here comes the speed differential. This is old tires versus new. 3 wide into the corner, and it's just a slight wiggle that ends up sending Hobart around, as well as takes the 85.
I don't think the 34 got it too bad. It may have, obviously put a little scratch and dent on there, but hopefully didn't get it too bad. 34 had some speed here tonight.
Here he comes looking down the inside, and it's just a slight move that is ultimately is the contact out there. And thankfully so, at least for the pack, not these 3 drivers involved, but that was right after all of these pit stops had taken place.
Who is this that comes up behind Dean Clavitt right here? I mean, they're on the binders.
I think it was. Oh, goodness. It's going to be a second. Let me try it one more time here. Oh, goodness gracious. So there goes Dean. Going to barely tag it there. Yeah, like you said, Justin, I don't think that's too much damage out there for him. And then here comes. My goodness, there's no car number on top. It's the. It's the.
46.
Yeah, 45, 46, yeah. Anthony Bay, there you go, 45. Let's hop on board here with Anthony, see what he saw. Lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. Nice.
Ooh. That right there is what we call the brown underwear effect.
You know, he's got there something on his rear bumper. It say skid mark. Yeah, he's got some skid marks on that machine. Not only on it, but in it as well. Ant Bay Setup Shop. That's what it was. AntBaySetups.com. That number 45. There you see it. Skid mark. All right, as we go back to green flag racing out here from Darlington, only 5 laps to go. Already beaten and bang on that outside wall, but it's Joshua Gaiman, Ken Baum Jr., Joshua Susi. 1, 2, 3. Don't look now. Caitlin Haight up P4. Kyla McCarthy P5 as well. Now see side by side between Massey, Oberstadt. May joins the battle as well. Now they single file it back going into the corner. It shows only 4 to go in the stage, but remember, no caution flag is thrown. These drivers are setting up for what could be a pretty long run until their next pit stop. We saw some drivers go about, 60 laps, if not 70, side by side. Ken Baum Jr., here he comes, rocking, rolling, looking to keep this top 3 points standings run alive. Joshua Susi says, not so fast, my friend. Door quarter clear up to P2.
Well, they're still racing hard up here. Got it They nose to tail. Oh, somebody going to tag the wall back there just a little bit. I'm telling you, that wall will sneak out and bite you in a heartbeat. Gaiman, Susie, Baum, Haight, McCarthy, your top 5 currently running around through here, but don't count out that number 17 as he picked up the win last night. Don't count out Massey.
Now, something that I noticed earlier when we were hopping on aboard some of these cars, and I'm glad you bring up the Bump and Run Cup Series of last night, Justin. Let's hop on board here with Tyler Massey. This is going into 3 and 4. Look at that flag blowing on the exit of Thurn up there. That is the complete opposite direction than it was last night. Now, of course, we're already 87 laps into the race here, but if somebody for like Tyler Massey, Kyler McCarthy, a couple of these drivers that are quite a few of these drivers who run in both Tuesday and Wednesday nights, that could possibly catch you off guard, especially on a race restart as well. You're not maybe expecting that wind to be pounding you, going into the corners like we have seen a couple of these restarts catch a couple of drivers off guard. Man, look at Caitlin.
She's going to get by. Go. Yeah, she's come to life. That 11 has come to life. She's got some momentum here. Here comes the race for the lead, though. Gaiman and Susie. We see this battle week in and week out here, the Joshuas. Susie able to kind of cut the momentum off of the 61. That's going to push him up the racetrack just a little bit. Is he going to be able to get the momentum to carry it around through 2 and maybe get a run into 3? No, sir. He's going to kind of lose some speed there coming down the backstretch.
The Josh and Josh show. P1, P2 point standings. Joshua Gaiman looking to go back-to-back in the Full Throttle Performance Cup Series as he won 1 week ago out at Vegas. As we continue to see that battle for the race lead now start to die down a little bit as Susie continues to hold off Gaiman in some dirty air. Really, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1/10 up in between this pack. And look at Daniel Higgins. He continues to tag along right in there with them. This is getting good out here on the All Stam Studio Network.
They're trying to get dicey.
A little slicey, a little dicey.
We're over halfway here.
Look at Ken Baum Jr. just kind of give way out there to Kyler McCarthy. Is he going to be able to slot into line up in front of Tyler Massey? Massey not going to maybe appreciate that as much as Ken Baum Jr. appreciated him, let him get back into race line. Now that's going to slow down Massey at least for a little bit. Massey looks to take a move down the inside, but not close enough to do it. Clean air plastered all over that Dark Horse Ford Mustang. Stam Studio Network Harvest Pumpkin going at it. Massey looking to go back-to-back as far as bump and run and FTP goes. Massey up 4 spots after starting P10, running 6th right now.
Boy, these things, man, you just get a little arrow across the nose, they get squiggly, don't they, Scott? A little squiggly, a little loosely-goosey. Here comes the 9. Is he going to be able to get it turned? No, he's going to push the 31 up the racetrack of Gibney. Gibney able to kind of keep it off the wall, keep the stripe to a minimum. Here comes Clark. Clark rebounding after that accident he was in just a few laps ago. So is Clark going to be able to rebound and maybe put this thing back in the top 10 shortly? So he's digging, trying to get around Higgins.
Digging, trying to make his way back and up and around it. Daniel Higgins now playing a little bit more. Is it offense or defense or a quite mixture of the two? Nice top 10 run for that Napa Kelly Blue Book, number 9. Caitlin Haight just cleared Joshua Gaiman out there. I believe that was out of turn number 4 just last lap by. Quick race replay of it. Man, oh man, look at Caitlin Haight go. You mentioned this, the short run speed that we see. My God, she's...
Bang.
That's what we like to see out there. Careful, though. Don't want to make those tires too mad here at you earlier on in this run.
So here comes Caitlin Hayes. I think Gaiman caught a little bit of the wall coming off there.
Drivers, continue to slide up. Lap after lap after lap. Real quick, thank you every single one of you out here for joining, as well as our sponsors and affiliates up there in the top right of the screen. Specifically Terry, as well as Ricardo, Keno, and Ted, and Unicorn Queen Carrie out there in YouTube land in the live YouTube chat. Thank you out there for joining us and watching this great race. Continue to a little bit over halfway now. We've got 80 laps to go. Justin, what do you think? Is it time?
Is it time? Let me check my watch. It does seem like that time, Sean.
Alrighty, you heard it from the Yamatator himself. I'm going to treat you guys and gals out there to a crank it up. Enjoy the sights, sounds of Darlington Raceway. See Higgins try and make this pass happen over Kevin Gibney Jr. Be right back with you up in the booth. Thanks, everybody.
Sean, I gotta take a phone call real quick. Welcome back here to Stam Studio Network. You can slowly and woefully crank this puppy back down. Tyler Shell, Chris Lynn, George Wood all going at it right now. 15th, 16th, 17th shown, 1 lap down. David Smeal Jr. and Jeremy Zarco shown 2 laps down. Anthony Bay shown, I believe. No, Anthony Bay still out on the track. Running that number 45, 20th position. About a whole corner back from that battle between 17th, 18th, 19th. So if you're just now joining in or just want to check in up on our race leader, it's Joshua Susi continuing to lead. After Dylan Clark had led the first 20, it's been the Joshua Susi show since then. 69 laps. Nice. As he comes down that Boeing back straight away, he's got about a 2.5 second gap over Caitlin Haight. And these drivers are doing something a little bit special right now back and behind the wheel. Not necessarily fuel saving, but I think tire saving to a max. I say that though. Caitlin Haight coming in this race, 3,300 oval I rating with a safety rating class of 4.6 A class. Caitlin Haight knows how to make long run speed, long run pace happen. Running nice consistent laps right now, 29.9s, about 1/10 of a second slower than the lap times that Susi has been able to put down. Here's a quick look at those last laps between the last 5 of separating Susi and Haight. You can see I mentioned consistency. Look at lap 101, 102, 103. Yeah, 101, 102, 103, about 9/10, hundredths back, 900ths, and then about 800ths lost there on 103. Starting to even that gap out about lap 104, though. Let's continue to hang on board with this graphic. Let's see if Joshua Susi is continuing to lose out on long run pace after we saw a driver like Caitlin Haight really set the throttle pedal down and clear her opponent's door quarter clear, going back and 1 on that last race restart. Ah, man, that time it's going to drop back to 1/10 back. So say it with me. You know what time it is. It's cat and mouse out here between P1, P2. Wow.
P1, P2, talk about that battle. How about the battle between P3 and P4? Same story, different battles. Last lap history for Gaiman versus McCarthy. Look at lap 105 though, 500s if not 6 for McCarthy, continuing to slowly close that gap into that final driver interview position. Now Kyler McCarthy, I mentioned this earlier on in the race, he's sitting 15th within the point standings coming into this race, but I mean, after trying to get his wheel all fixed back up, and I believe he's got that wheel fixed back up and where it needs to be out there. I think it actually, the whole wheel crapped out there on him. I'm not sure if he had to buy a whole new one or just got it fixed, but right now we continue to see that he's working with some working equipment up and into P4, started P6. This is the Kyler McCarthy that we have come to see, and is it wrong to say expect? I mean, it's Kyler. Driver so much speed of that Nitro Racing Chevrolet Camaro up and in P4. 2 spots gained to the drop of the yellow. Look at those feet. Look at that concentration once again. Just go to work. Takes every single inch of it, excuse me, out here from Darlington. The track too tough to tame. The track, the lady in black, there's nicknames for a reason. And well, we have seen the lady in black tame a few drivers out here tonight. We have seen. Let's just go take a look at. I believe. Was this the last one? Is my timing and scorings? Okay. Well, I believe we have only had here thus far 3 cautions for only 9 laps, a relatively clean race going out here for Full Throttle Performance Cup Series. Lap 110 out of 175, our current leader, Joshua Susi. We have had 3 lead changes. Could we be looking at 4 as Caitlin Hates starts to close that gap ever so slightly? Now back down to, excuse me, I was looking at the different gap. That's going to be a gap grown for Joshua Susi, about 3.2 seconds now. Stage points all dished out, talking about some, actually, I have a fun fact out there for every single one of you in YouTube land. Going back into P3, Joshua Gaiman trying to hold off, now continuing to try and hold off Kyler McCarthy. A little bit of fun fact, and if we had some Jeopardy or whatever you might call it out here for the Full Throttle Performance Cup Series, as here comes Kyler looking down the inside line. Looks like Susi, these are teammates going at it. Susi might give the point by there. Finger out that window net, and I'm not talking that middle one. I'm talking pointer finger. Just a little let on by for Joshua Gaiman, for Kyler McCarthy to slot his way back and on by to P3. Final driver interview spots. Nitro Racing right now running back-to-back, 3rd and 4th. Back to my little bit of fun fact out there for Joshua Gaiman, though. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that this driver of the 61, currently running 4th, has finished top 10 in every single race this season? That is something that I don't think any other driver has actually done this season. I'm going to have to fact-check myself on that, but I do know for a fact Gaiman has not finished out here top 10 throughout this whole season. Full Throttle Performance Cup Series. I don't want to jinx him, but I just thought that was a pretty fun fact here about our points leader, who now falls back into P4. Could be in Tyler Massey's cusp out here as well. Remember, Joshua Gaiman, he did pit on lap number 51, so that was relatively earlier than, say, our race leader right now, Joshua Susi, who's running these fastest laps of the session right now on the newest tires compared to other drivers. Backing a little bit behind this battle, it's Kevin Gibney Jr. and Andrew May. You can see on that bottom right-hand graphic, Kevin Gibney Jr. is on some newer tires by about, call it 20 laps. And
boy, Gibney just smoked that wall, didn't he?
I was looking at time and scorings, man, did he?
Gibney smoked that wall. That 31 ain't going to have the lows on the side of it anymore.
Let's see. Hopefully it didn't break that right rear toe link, because, man, it'll be, or right front toe link, too, because he'll be in for a treat. You know, Justin, I really do think that may have actually broken a toe. Look at this right side damage on that Sewer Bros 31 Chevrolet Camaro at this time coming out of 4. Get the bifocals ready. Yeah, pretty heavy damage. I don't see the tire kicked in the other way, though. Let's take a look at his steering wheel. That'll be the be-all, tell-all. looks straight enough to me. Well, I just talked about Gaiman's nice run. Hopefully we didn't give him a Sean and Tater curse. No, I don't think so. This is could be on cue right now. We're only running about 117 out of 175, so 59 laps to go in this race. Do you think he's just trying to set himself up for the final stint of this kind of tire set, Justin, or you think what's going on in that Joshua Gaiman camp? Waiting to hear down there from the man in the box. Looks like Gaiman's going to get the right side tires up there on him. Here comes the left
is it
side
scheduled
tires.
or non-scheduled?
That's what I was just trying to figure out there with only 58 to go. This is an interesting call out there for the 61, Justin.
Yeah,
but it could be race winning.
Yeah, it could be. I don't hate it coming in this early, Sean, just because, you know, it comes in, gets your tires good and used before you get to that run. We get to the late race caution, you got a freshie set on, you go to spinning like crazy, and could really make the difference here.
It's risky though, because I mean, look at timing and scoring. That pylon, I mean, so you have 22nd through 26th out, but also 11th and on down. Our driver shown 1 lap down. Really, what you don't want to do, and I should have mentioned this earlier on in the race for possibly any drivers who, I don't know about you, Justin, but any broadcasted races you ever run in, if you've ever ran with the broadcast while you were racing, but man, I think the really survival factor out here is just don't go down 1 lap and just, it sounds easy, but it's easier said than done out here from Darlington as these stints continue to wear, these strategies continue to go from mountain to floor, as well as see a driver like Dean Clavitt continuing to lead laps earlier on. He continues to now sit. Where's Dean running? Excuse me, Dylan Clark, excuse me, now up to, drops down to P9.
Sarfos, he rebounded really good here. He was in that accident early on. He's rebounded really, really good so far. Clark right here.
Clark doing everything he can to try and working around that number 34 of, excuse me, I switch him again. It's Dean Clavitt and Dylan Clark. 2 DCs going at it for, well, Dean is still up there on the lead lap there, so just trying to, excuse me, that's Dylan up there on the lead lap. Dean trying to get at least 1 more spot there by. Don't look now, but we also have Joshua Gaiman working his way through the pack. This is what new tires are made of right now. Look at the speed difference between him and Kevin Click Go. That number 61 shot out of a cannon. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that our champ from last season, Justin? I think I shouldn't have said that without. Oh goodness. Regardless, Gaiman fast tonight. He'll cycle down to P12, but he'll have some newer tires, at least for this stint in the race. Kevin Click, Chris Lynn continuing to go a little bit of a little bit of nose to tail action, if you will, on board here with Chris Lynn. Ladies and gentlemen, this whole next lap, listen into these throttle traces on corner entrance and exit. This track is so unique in the fact that, I mean, you're really just playing with that throttle pedal. You're stabbing it, trying to, I mean, drift your car a little bit up there throughout the corner, as well as get it rotated and then pin it right back down on corner exit to get that nice diamond of the corner on through. Here comes Chris Lynn and the number 2 starting to go at it for 13th and 14th. That's also new tires out there on Ken Baum Jr. And I mean, you can just see the tire differential. The tire strategy is crazy. New Goodyear Eagles versus old Ken Baum Jr. looks to be flying right now like a bald eagle, red, white, and blue. Turn 2 terrible. It's going to look down the inside. Door quarter clear over teammate Kevin Click. And some drivers now headed in pit lane. It's Daniel Higgins as well as George Wood. Kelly Blue Book.
Hey, Sean.
Oh, what's up, Justin?
Hey, Sean, is it money stop time?
It might be that. Wait. Hang on, I'm checking my watch. Yeah, it is money stop time. What you got on that number 9 for Daniel Higgins, Justin? He need a water or anything, or he all right in there? Nope.
I think he's all right. Think we'll be all right.
Nah,
Little splash and dash. We'll be all right. Don't get dehydrated. Cool seats working.
Driver out of Dover, Delaware, Tyler Massey, been on the man on a mission lately after winning the Bump and Run Cup Series last night, going back-to-back in that series as well. Quite a few race wins on the season. Massey, he's right now, he'll fall back into P8 after kind of making the middle of this cycle happen. Andrew May also is down and in. This is Justin's paint scheme of the race, which reminds me, I still need to find a paint scheme of the race with only 47 laps to go. Kevin Click, Chris Lynn, not quite in just yet, but look inside.
Yeah, Justin's having to be sales rep for everybody right now.
I don't know how Chris Lynn is going. Okay,
this battle right here is nasty.
I'm saying, dude, and man, this is what I mentioned earlier on in the race. If you were just now joining us, the ways that you have to make a pass happen out here, if you're not on some newer tires, well, actually the difference right now between Kevin Click, Chris Lynn is 1 lap difference on tires. You see Chris try to work that inside line over and over and over, but especially on older tires, it's going to be harder and harder to make that inside line happen. He gets right down and all around that rear bumper of Kevin Click, but Kevin does a nice job out there, keep that 25 and up front. Susie, race leader, is in with only 46 laps to go. That's going to allow Kyler McCarthy to cycle his way on and into the race lead. Should be within these next couple of laps that we expect to see the number 24 in. Looks like Kevin Gibney Jr. is also going to stay out. Caitlin Haight joins Joshua Susie down in pit lane. Dylan Clark in pits as well. So is Stefan Oberstadt. We're continuing to see this cycle out. That's why so many drivers now shown at 1 lap down. Does any driver try to make this late race strategy call happen? Or is Kevin Gibney Jr. Will he pit this time by? No, Gibney Jr. is going to stay out. That's going to be our last driver out on older tires, as well as quite a bit of right front damage as well. Race off of pit lane. Kyler McCarthy is in pit lane. Looks like Joshua Susie just left, so did Caitlin Haight after spending. Joshua Susie spent 54 seconds total on pit lane. Caitlin Haight spent 53 seconds. As we continue to talk about the ins and outs of pit lanes, the nitty and the gritty, moving past your box, taking just a little bit more fuel. We continue to see these strategy calls out here with only 43 laps to go. Ken Baum Jr., Caitlin Haight, look at some newer tires on this number 11 this time by. Watch this here, Justin. This is going to be funny.
Go to work, Caitlin. Give her the bumper. Give him the bumper.
Yeah, she's not doing it here just yet. There you go. Keep in mind, that's only about 17 lap difference on tires between Caitlin Haight and Ken Baum Jr.
She just textbooked that thing. That was textbook right there.
So after Joshua Susie works his way backing up into P3, just now going into the corner, here's Caitlin Haight and Dean Clavitt starting to go at it into the same corner. Looks like Dean Clavitt down into the pit lane. Here comes Caitlin Haight. She's cleared by a mile. Ken Baum Jr. works his way backing up into P5. So Dean Clavitt's in, Massey up to P6, McCarthy P7, Oberstadt P8, and now Chris Lynn cycles his way up to P9. Daniel Higgins joins the top 10 there. With only Kevin Gibney Jr., the last driver, staying out. This is why we show one lap down for every single one of these drivers that were up there running within our top running positions. Here you see Kevin Gibney Jr. almost a little bit of contact out there with that 61 of Joshua Gaiman, who runs P2 on the track. Joshua Gaiman, Joshua Susi battles for second and third, albeit it is 1 lap down. It's 1/10 of a second between these two. 40 laps to go. There's a long way to go, and there's a long time to get there. Joshua Susi's going to do what they say can't be done. Here comes Susi looking down the inside. This is on new tires. This is when you want to make it happen. Susi clear, and that should cycle back out to the race lead, but Gaiman still sits 2/10 of a second back.
Way up there. Bob done weaved his way up there. Gaiman's got them old tires. I don't know how long that's going to last.
Gaiman, yeah, you're exactly right there, Justin. If you focus your attention on that bottom right side of your screen, the last pit stop lap for Joshua Gaiman was lap 116. Susi on lap 130, so about a 14-lap difference. Kevin Gibney Jr. still leads this race by 27 seconds up in front, but he last pit on lap 81. Man, oh man, check his fuel rails. Yeah, they should be called that after this one. Check his what are they? Frame rails for extra loaded Sunoco fuel after this one. Still leading this race after not heading down pit lane quite a few laps. Here comes Caitlin Haight trying to unlap herself if a caution does fly. She is now clear. That's the next driver showing just 1 lap. Excuse me, back on the lead lap. So point standings, Joshua Gaiman, Joshua Susi, Ken Baum Jr. And we're starting to see the cream rise to the top. It's Joshua Susi, Joshua Gaiman, Caitlin Haight with what should cycle themselves out to 1, 2, 3. Ken Baum Jr. runs P4. Man, how about Dylan Clark and his run? Excuse me, did I have that right? I did have it right. Number 34, Dylan Clark, unfortunately involved with that incident earlier on. There you can see that front hood separated from that front nose there just a little bit, as well as left front damage out the booty for him. That's Orpac Machine, though, continues to show nice speed, nice pace, consistent lap times, keeping his Goodyear Eagles out there underneath of him. Clark, 4th in the point standings. Matthew Fitz, I don't think, unfortunately, could make it out here to the race tonight. I think I saw within the Discord chat, Matthew, hopefully you're having yourself a nice Wednesday night, as if you're able to join in out here with us. It's been nice battles out here throughout the whole track. You know, I think Stefan Oberstadt as well as Brett Strickler, who finished 4th and 5th out there from Vegas just last Wednesday night. They also are out there, I think, real life. Is it asphalt? I believe it's dirt racing for Brett Strickler, but unfortunately not able to race with us tonight, but we hope that you're having fun out there real life racing as well.
Sean, at what point do you think the bumper starts getting used more and more? Is it now, or do we wait a little bit longer?
You know, Justin, I don't really necessarily think it's going to be the bumper, but I think it's going to be that right front or right rear quarter panel, if not dooring him off of the exit. We've seen passes being made. We've seen, I mean, could you call them slide jobs as they slide up and off of the corner to make the pass happen? I think, yeah, it's going to be that right side that ultimately takes the bump and or the run out here. As you see Kevin Click looking to that inside of our fast driver tonight, Dylan Clark. Hang on to her. That's a tight, tough pass to make out there, Kevin. He's going to run it side by side. Runs even going back into turn 1.
You're too old to what?
Yeah. You're too old. Dylan Clark now with those, well, now newer tires. I was going to say it is older tires, excuse me. Dylan Clark now falls back into P14 with those older Goodyear Racing Eagles. Back up into this battle from between 5th and 6th, continuing to see Kevin Gibney Jr. to the race lead. As here comes, a slide and a half out there from about, what is that, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th on back. It's a nice battle. Here comes Ken Baum Jr. Going to look down inside turn 1. Nice pass, Ken Baum. He's going to unlap himself with that one. Massey will as well as is Kyler McCarthy. Here comes the 32. It is a whole train right now trying to unlap themselves as Kevin Gibney Jr. is searching for grip at a turn number 2. He is begging for grip. This tire's begging for mercy, saying, come on, you need to pit. You got to pit. Right now, Kevin Gibney Jr. he's wishing for a caution right now. That would completely change this whole race in Kevin Gibney Jr.'s favor out of Revere. Massachusetts, I believe.
Gibney ain't gonna have a right front left at the end of this race. I'm just telling you right now, Sean.
Shoot, you talking tire or you talking? Oh, okay, well, that might answer it. You talking body work out there? You know, look like body work. That Sewer Bros Chevrolet Camaro, man. And how about these Sewer Bros? They continue to. Not only a great paint scheme, but hold up on that right side. But how many more thwacks, whacks, and tacks can it take before that toe link is ultimately bent and destroyed? Kevin Gibney Jr., that gap to P2 now falls back into 18 seconds. Joshua Susi now clears Joshua Gaiman by 2. Caitlin Hates continues to sit about 3.2 seconds back between that final driver interview spot. Ginbaum Jr., Tyler Massey still going at it, about 1/10 of a second separating that battle. Texas Honda Racing. Hey, I'm just now seeing this chat out there in YouTube land. If you're still out there with us, that's really special to me because I thought that was road course racing, as I thought that that is strived of. Man, Ken Baum Jr. loose as a goose. Then that allows Tyler Massey to have a run to that inside. Here comes Tyler, knocking. Ken Baum Jr. saying, if the house is a rockin', don't bother knocking. Just come on in, or at least maybe not saying that, but Massey's singing it right now as he tries to look down the inside, but Massey plays a little bit more defense. Defense into the corner, going to wash it up, going to make a little bit more contact with that outside wall at turn number 2. Look at Baum Jr. go. Nice pass over. Is that Chris Lynn? No, that's the 68. That's George Wood going down, I think. George Wood.
This battle right here, Sean, looking at it, watching it, good gosh, I'm surprised we haven't seen a kerfuffle yet.
No, don't you do it, Yalman Tater. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kind of right there with you, but come on now. It's the All Full Throttle Performance Sim Series out there. We have, just as we've seen Tuesday and Wednesday nights, these battles are as tight as they have ever been, as well as they run pretty clean races. Looking back at last season, our caution average of the races had to be, I think, relatively low. And starting this next season out here, what is this, 6th or if not 8th year for Full Throttle Performance, continues to be a nice start to the season so far as clean and respectful racecraft goes. Only a couple of cautions out here so far tonight, but Caitlin Hates rocking, rolling 1 second back and behind Joshua Gaiman as we now see what happened to McCarthy. He'll fall back into P7. Was that after that pit stop strategy, Justin?
What'd you say, Sean? I'm sorry.
No, you're all good. I was just wondering. Remember, we saw Kyler McCarthy up there top 3 earlier on in the race.
I think he can get there. He's going to have to use the bumper a little bit. I mean, we ain't got many laps left. Going to start using that bumper more and more.
Yeah, well said, Justin. And I think you just unlocked the answer for me. Is Kyler McCarthy? He last pit on lap 131 compared to these drivers out and around him. Ken Baum Jr. last pit on lap 112. As you can see, Ken Baum Jr.'s rear, continue to slide it out of the exits. Careful on that throttle pedal. Speaking of throttle pedal, let's hop back on board with that real-life driver cam and foot cam of Kyler McCarthy. Once again, watch that foot. He is just playing with that throttle. Does he use any brake going into the corners? You would imagine so out here from Darlington. Yep, starts to just barely nice trail brake going into the corner. He'll blip the throttle, shove it down into 4th gear, roll back into it, keep that steering wheel open. Chris Lynn, Oberstadt going at it right behind him, as well as Ken Baum Jr. Massey going at it right in front of him. Oh, save it, Ken Baum. Keep it out the wall. Nice. That turn 2 terribles. Jeremy's our post photography machine. Ken Baum Jr. He's now the kind of put in a tough spot, as he's going to lose that spot to Kyler McCarthy. McCarthy works his way up to 6th position on the newest tires on the track right now. Stefan Oberstadt, Sunday red, Sunday quarter clear. Stefan Oberstadt up into P7 after starting P8. That's, I just now realized that I still do have to pick a paint scheme of the race tonight, and I think I'm gonna go with somebody a little bit. We talked about his paint scheme earlier, so maybe you did see it coming, but I'm gonna have to go with, let me find the name out here. It's that number 29 of Jeremy Zarfos. That Zarfos Photography, kind of Miami Vice paint scheme, if you will. Rockin' rollin'. It's an easy one for the spotters to see. It's my favorite paint scheme with only 20 laps to go. Finally made my decision. A little bit of palm tree, a little silhouette as well action. Jeremy Zarfos, he started up there within that top 10, right now running 17th, but nice run out there for him. Finished 9th from Vegas just 1 week ago.
I think that's my paint scheme of the race. Miami Vice.
You gonna switch it from the old 22?
I'm switching.
What? Justin, the commentator, man. All right, well, Andrew, don't. Yeah, Andrew's gonna have to drag you in the Thunderdome there, Justin. Well, now we see him, the man who was leading so many laps there earlier on. It's Kevin Gibney Jr. After leading 25, he has said, that is enough. I have to come. Pause. He's down there into pit lane. He's going to put some right side tires on it. Will he put left side tires? I would imagine so. Yeah, okay, we do see that as tire hungry as Darlington Raceway is. He's down there in. He'll drop down into P10 with only 18 laps to go. Justin, do you think he's continuing to fall? Kevin Gibney Jr. still is into the pits. Do you think he has how much tire life will provide Kevin Gibney Jr.? Well, I'm going to take back this question, Justin, because Kevin Gibney Jr. looks like he's maybe repairing some damage right now, still down in the pit lane.
Yeah, there ain't no S left on the side of it. It's just Urbos now because he done knocked the right side off of it.
I love how it's almost like the Mario Bros kind of font as well. There he goes, finally out there off of the pits. So he's going to fall back into P13, 14, go 1 to 2 laps down as we'll cut down and back within the closest battle on the racetrack. Kylan McCarthy, Stefan Oberstadt, drivers who we continue to keep a magnifying glass, keep our bifocals on. 17 laps to go out of 159 turned in McCarthy and Oberstadt. Right now, putting down the fastest laps of this stint on tires. Actually, Stefan Oberstadt just tied Joshua Susi with the with the last lap by, which was a 29.95. That's about half of a second already. We're starting to lose on lap time on these older tires.
Ooh, buddy.
Careful,
They're
boys.
getting racy. They're getting racy, Sean. It's about that time of the day. Sun's gone down. Elbows out, pinkies out, everything's out. Just somebody fight. Can't wait. I just want to see somebody fight, Sean.
They're going to fight it out here, Justin. I promise you to it. Stefan Oberstadt, Kylan McCarthy. Let's hop on board here with Stefan Oberstadt. And then you should start to see Stefan running behind. Well, he is running behind Kylan McCarthy. But keep an eye on his race line right here. We're going to hop on board 3 and 4, and we'll take a bird's eye camera shot through 1 and 2. You should start to see Stefan Oberstadt. Even if it's only one headlight, whether it's the left front or the right front, just give me some sort of clean air to get a little bit more to get me a little bit more rotation into this NASCAR Next Gen machine. Here you can start to see, actually, maybe searching a little bit too hard up there. It's going to smack that wall just a little bit, cut down that race line out the exit of the corner, and across that going back straightaway. Kylan McCarthy still leads Stefan Oberstadt for that P5 position. 1, 2, 3. Susi, Gaiman, Haight. Now Caitlin Haight's now 7/10 of a second back and behind Joshua Gaiman. Does Caitlin Haight have anything as far as long run pace, long run strategies go within 13 laps to go?
I think if Caitlin can get past Gaiman, and I don't want to jinx it, but if something happens, this 11, she's got some speed, Sean. I think she's got a chance to get to the front. But, man, these laps are going to click off quick. She's moved, what, 16? Is that what that number says?
Oh, yeah.
She's got to be our biggest mover of the race.
You're exactly right, Justin. 16 spots. So that's the drop of the green. Up there in that final driver interview position this time. Oh, she just lost about 0.2 of a second out there on the corner to Gaiman up and in front. But with still 12 laps to go, that's going to be about, let's see, about 25, 26 more miles left on this race. That is a long, long way to go, even though it seems like a small number. Also, Ken Baum Jr. up 14 spots. He's in that 7th, 8th, and 9th battle. Caitlin Haight, nice run going here for her. Hopefully she continue to make it work out there after trying to reel in Joshua Gaiman. Gaps this time by continuing to run about the same as Joshua Susi, our race leader. Last lap by put down a 29.932. Last lap by for Joshua Gaiman, a 29.8 and 29.9. So this is some newer tires up here on Joshua Susi by about 14 laps. Caitlin Haight on this same strategy as our race leader right now. Caitlin Haight also pit on lap 130. She should have some newer tires up and into her advantage right now, running 1 second in behind Joshua Gaiman with only 10 laps to go.
Gaiman's done a good job of keeping this gap between him and Haight. He kind of crept up a little bit, but he's done a good job of extending this out a lot better.
God, it's so fun to watch those drivers make their way out of turn number 4, and just watch this here real quick. Well, now you start to see some drivers maybe a little bit safer. That, well, of course, I mean, Daniel Higgins, I still love to go back on that Napa 9 Chevrolet Camaro, because I have continued to see him running the lowest lane around the racetrack, and it continues to be lap after lap and after lap. Higgins, I think he's got his marks completely set on kind of a different mark, as his right side has not taken any sort of damage, and sure, it compromises a little bit of pace, but as far as aerodynamics go, he's still got everything that he came to this track here with, and that's, I think, a really big contribution to why we continue to see Higgins not only have himself a nice night, but a nice start to this season as well. Higgins running P9 right now, 4 spots gained since the drop of the green, and with only 7 laps to go, cutting back to our closest battle on the track, it's McCarthy versus Oberstadt, going at it between 5th and 6th. McCarthy doing everything he can to try and hunt for a little bit more points within coming to these closing laps of the race. He's got Tyler Massey 1.2 up in front of him, and Stefan Oberstadt 3 tenths behind.
Here comes Oberstadt. Got 3. 3 has got some momentum moving forward. Can he get to the back bump of McCarthy? That's going to be the question here with 5 laps to go.
Tyler McCarthy, he loses 1/10 of a second on this battle. Now on board with Stefan Oberstadt. He's going to start to close that battle. Oh, man, he lost it all back that he had gained. But actually, Kyler McCarthy slips up on the exit, and that allows Oberstadt to get right back within that spot that he had gained with only 5 laps to go within this Full Throttle Performance Cup Series race. It's starting to get nitty. It has been the gritty 2/10 of a second or less than, now separating 5th and 6th. A caution could change everything with Susi 4.3 seconds up and in front of this pack. Whoa, hang on to her, Clark. Or excuse me, Clavitt. No, I think I had it. It was Dylan Clark. Almost lose it out there on turn number 2. Dylan Clark has company on the inside, and it's going to be that number 17 of Tyler Massey. Tyler Massey not able to come out here and race with us every single race this season, and it's going to hurt him on the points. That's going to drop him back down into, I believe it's 7th in the point standings into this race. But Massey making it happen, and right now, exactly like I said, making it happen is he will cut that point differential in quite a large margin if he continues to finish where he's running.
Rattle his cage, Oberstadt, rattle his cage.
Oh man, he's got a run and a half, at least on the entrances, but loses it all on the exits. Only 3 laps to go. Joshua Gaiman now in pit lane. What had happened to Joshua Gaiman? This was our 2 front race leaders. Gaiman, oh, he's going to go for a spin right in front of Caitlin Haight's hands. Caitlin Haight now falls like a rock, as does Joshua Gaiman into pit lane. This changes everything with only about 3 miles left to go. 2 laps this time by. Here's Joshua Susi. Here's Tyler Massey running P1, P2. Stefan Oberstadt, Kyler McCarthy now door to door for that final driver interview position. Nice, McCarthy outside, clear by a 10th. He's got Stefan Oberstadt dropping back into P number 4 as we cut to the race lead. Joshua Susi by 15 seconds. Last pit on lap 1, number 30. Definitely enough fuel, enough tires on that number 81 Nitro Racing Superman Purple People Eater. Joshua Susi, he's driven like Superman tonight. Shoot, Joshua
Superman.
Susi.
Is that a bird? Is it a plane?
Superman.
No way. It's Joshua Susi as he's going to come off the corner for the dub.
Susi gets it done. Here we go back in between this battle for the final driver interview spot. Oberstadt, P3, running the 3. Kyler McCarthy up the track. Final corner of the racetrack. Here comes Oberstadt, contact with the 32. McCarthy looks around the outside. It's Kyler McCarthy, the final driver interview spot. Nice run for the 24. Gets him up there, back in those point standings where he belongs. A little smirk on Kyler. There's the reaction. Woohoo! Final driver interview position belongs to number 24. And the checkered flag out there belonging to the one, the only. It's Joshua Susi. Stick with us out here on STEM Studio Network, ladies and gents. We're going to get you those top 3 driver interview positions as unofficial, official race results. But right now, we got to give the town to Joshua Susi as he burns it down, down, down. Throwback weekend, Darlington, Full Throttle Performance Cup Series. It belongs to Susi, that number 81. Keep it going. Keep it going. Now we're talking. Save that engine for us, Susi. We're going to need it there next week at Martinsville Speedway. Congratulations, Joshua Susi, as he looks like he's going to take a Polish victory lap here around Darlington Raceway. What a race, what a season it's been for Susi. Comes in this race second in the point standings. Could this win rocket himself up within the points lead? You'll just have to stick here around next week from Martinsville Speedway as Tyler Massey takes away another top 3 podium finish and Kyler McCarthy at the line 0.2 of a second. What had happened to Joshua Gaiman? Here's another nice look at it here. It was actually his first contact with oh, excuse me, here comes Caitlin Haight. There's her contact into it. As there goes Gaiman around.
Bink, bank, bonk. That one sucks for Gaiman. He had a good race car. Boy, Caitlin Haight had a good race car too. She bonked that thing off way off there.
Alrighty, here's going to be our unofficial, official race results here on the night as you see that one last look at Joshua Gaiman's self-spin going out the exit of turn 4. Thank you all that's here for joining in, as well as our sponsors, affiliates, every single one of you out there in YouTube land. As man, Joshua Susi, what a race win it was. Tyler Massey P2, McCarthy P3, Stefan Oberstadt, nice run out of the CC, number 4th running position. Ken Baum Jr., he'll finish P5. Andrew May, Daniel Higgins, Dean Clavitt, Kevin Click, Tyler Schell, that's the top 10. Dylan Clark, Chris Lynn, George Wood, David Smeal Jr., Caitlin Haight falls back to 15th. Joshua Gaiman falls back to 16th. It's Starfos and Kevin Gibney Jr. running at the top 18. Anthony Bay, Tyler Rush, Nathan Burnett, Jimmy Barr, Austin Griffey, Willie Hobart, Michael Sheridan, and Jaden Bigeman, rounding out our 26 driver grid. Justin, as I bring out here some special drivers, that's our top 3 drivers. I think you've caught up here with somebody special, and I think you've caught up here with our race winner, Mr. Joshua Susi.
Hello?
Yes, sir, Mr. Susi. You got a copy?
Hey, I got you, man.
Boy, what a race. That was dramatic from start to finish. How did you get it done tonight?
Just raced the track I love and kept out of the fence and laid lap times one on top of the other.
Boy, you were razzling and dazzling around through there. I mean, it got sketchy there a couple times, getting on and off pit road and everything. You look up, next thing you know, they're here and there and everywhere. What'd you do to get it done?
Man, just kept my head on a swivel and took it a little easy on the pit entry. That I almost messed up that last one. I guess I was a little too easy on the brakes and I almost slid over the line. I know quite a few people did that and they end up getting penalties, ruining the race. Yeah, so just did what I had to do, give up a little time on entry. make it up back on track.
Well, man, you did a good job here tonight. I mean, Gavin and you and all the other folks, this track is so, I guess, physical and demanding and everything. Yeah, it's so demanding. You got to hit your spots. Kind of coming off the corners, that wall kind of scare you a little bit closer. It kind of chicken wings out there.
I mean, you get used to it. It's just
maple a piece of that.
It's a driver's track, you know what I mean, and that's what I love. This is probably my favorite oval track. I know a couple other people on the team, this is their favorite too, so it's always pretty intense competition within the group to try to get that win. It has a little extra meaning to it for us, and tracks like this where you got to race the track, not so much everyone else. More than anything, you're racing yourself, not to make mistakes, not to mess up. I just love it.
Man, great job tonight, Susie. You get it done. Got anybody I want to thank tonight?
Yeah, I want to shout out Tyler for this beautiful paint. This was a throwback to a league we used to be in 4 or 5 years ago or so. It was kind of like an IMSA-style NASCAR league where all 3 vehicles were on the track at the same time in a timed race. You want to talk about madness. It was crazy. We used to have a lot of fun with that back in the day, but I appreciate him bringing the paint back. The thing looked beautiful out there. I'm glad I kept it in one piece. And, everyone on the Susie squad, I appreciate y'all. Great run tonight. I know a bunch of the members, they had some bad luck, unfortunately. And, we should definitely have a lot more up here representing, but that's how racing goes sometimes. So shout out to everyone else on the podium. Good job, Kyler. Big shout out to Kevin, leading some laps at Darlington, a track he hates. That's wonderful. He messed himself up on pit road, but he had a pretty good showing. So appreciate.
I understand the feeling of leading laps at a track you hate. I hate most stuff because I'm not good.
Yeah, he didn't qualify or anything. He's like, he expected to run 4 the whole time. And I told him, just keep it out of the wall. Like, approach it like a road course. Keep it on track, out of the wall. Do what you got to do and see where you end up. And he was set for a good finish until, unfortunately, he made that mistake on the pit road. But it's easy to do here. This track's so hard. And appreciate everyone coming out, racing. I think we had like 26 cars to start. That's a pretty good field. And, I always got to shout you boys out. Doing a hell of a job up in the booth. I hope we provided plenty of entertainment. And I'm not sure how I feel about this package at this particular track, but it was something.
For sure, man. Well, great job tonight, Susie. Hope to see you do it again at Martinsville. We kind of head off into the short track section of this racing season, man. I look forward to Martinsville every year, but kind of get some momentum heading into it.
Yeah, we're going to need all the luck we can get over there. You know how wild Martinsville is.
Yes, sir. We'll go eat you a couple hot dogs from the Martinsville concession stand. We'll see you next week, buddy.
Yeah, give me them glizzies.
Come on with it. That's definitely getting talked about in Thunderdome. Let's send it to Sean Stem. Believe he is caught up with our second place finisher.
Well, I don't think there's any glizzy goblin going on down here. I've caught up with our P2 finisher, Mr. Tyler Massey. Tyler, you got yourself a coffee, man.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Man, it's another top 3, another podium finish for you, man. We're having too much fun tonight. Tyler, looks like you had some fun tonight as well. It's P2. How'd you make it happen? That Harvest Stamps You Network Ford Mustang.
Well, first of all, congratulations to Joshua, and it was good racing with Kyler. It's part of me loves and hates Darlington. It is a fun track, but it's even with like fresher tires, it's so hard to make passes here, and it's so sketchy when you're battling people. It's Darlington almost reminds me of a road course a bit. You're mostly just driving the track, and it's kind of a pain in the ass when you have to actually battle somebody. I did not expect to get P2 whatsoever. I have to look back to see what happened with the other people in the lead, because I definitely felt like I didn't have a car quick enough to be in the podium finish. But yeah, it's just trying to get around like lap cars and pit strategy, and definitely a few things I could have did better. But yeah, it was fun. Definitely harder than last night's race. With the 100% fuel, it's a totally different ball game with how you do things.
Well, Tyler, we appreciate you breaking it down there for us and going back on. So when you were talking about putting some passes down, we saw. I mean, you work the inside line, or any driver try to work the inside line, try to make it happen. And if they didn't get that pass down out the corner exit and apex and corner exit, it seemed like you were washing up there on the whoever was on the outside bumper of you. How did you kind of combat that washing up the racetrack tight conditions, as well as hold off some pretty fast drivers tonight, Tyler?
Yeah, exactly. If you go on the inside and try to make the pass, if you can't get it, then it just slows you down so much, and it just gives the cars that are behind you a lot more time to, gain on you and everything. I just kind of kept trying to send it in on whoever I was passing, and then just eventually, one of us would either back off or the other one would let each other by, because it's just so neck and neck, and it's really sketchy trying to battle people in the turn. So I definitely probably overdriven my tires a few times there, just trying to get by. The high line definitely felt like it was faster when trying to pass people, but it's just so hard to do. But it is a really fun track. It's just frustrating. You can have like 30 lap newer tires, and just like I think Kyler was he had 10 lap newer tires than me, but the dirty air and everything, it's so hard to make passes with people in a race. It's it takes forever to kind of catch up with the car in front of you, and then getting by them is just a totally different ball game. It can take like 20 laps to get by somebody, even though your car's faster.
Well, we saw that quite a few times out here tonight, and once again, Tyler, we appreciate you breaking it down there for us. Is there anybody you'd like to thank, or we're going to shout out here on another podium finish for you?
Just thank you guys for broadcasting the race each and every week, Stamp Studio Network, and Matthew and everybody that puts on the Full Throttle Performance League. It's just it's a blast every single week, and it sucks I wasn't able to make it last week, but hoping I can keep catching the races. Team Conti Setup Shop, they have really good setups as always. I really enjoyed them, and they're really helpful over at the Discord. And yeah, that's it. But congratulations to Joshua, and also congratulations to Kyler. It was a fun race.
Well, Tyler, thank you so much. I know that goes far, far ways back in behind the scenes for Josh and Kyler, as well as I've been keeping an eye on the old Discord, and I've been seeing that you're a busy man, and we appreciate you to take the time out here of your night to make it to the races that you can. And know you're a fast man here as well. Hopefully that continues to find its way throughout the rest of the season here with you.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Yeah, you too, Tyler. Appreciate you, man. I believe we got a little somebody special out here catching up with Kyler McCarthy. It's Justin Yaw. Justin, you caught up with Kyler out there?
I have, Mr. McCarthy. You got a copy.
I hear you, commentator. How are you, man?
Good, buddy. Good. Glad to see you back here in a podium finish. Hey, P3's not bad. I understand you had some troubles with the rig, but hey, we're back. Got it figured out here, and hey, P3 at Darlington is nothing to hang our head on.
No, not at all, especially here. This is one of my better tracks, but with this new horsepower package we've got, you really got to kind of just tiptoe and mind your P's and Q's, and that's kind of what we did tonight. I hate that Massey got around me on the pit cycle, but overall, good points day for us. We got some stage points and the P3 finish, so we'll take it.
All right, break down that final lap. You look to the inside, you got overstat, you see the slower car coming. Was it like just foot meet floorboard and get there?
It was honestly looking out. I think I spent just as much time looking out the front as I did the rear, trying not to run over. I think it was Chris Lynn and whoever he was battling, and then trying to maintain the battle with me and Steven, which I was grinning from ear to ear. It was fun to battle door by door with teammates and not wreck each other. So yeah, it was a blast, man. It was I don't know that you can get anything better from racing with teammates like that.
Sure, for sure. Well, hey, we go to Darlington, we go to Martinsville next week. Do you love, hate?
Kind of a love-hate relationship for me, but I've got that with Pocono, so maybe we can keep putting it together. We did, at the fall, put a decent race together, so hopefully we can keep, that momentum going. It seems like we're just kind of getting the momentum going this season, which is a lot better for us than when we started off last year. So just going to, kind of go in the same mindset, keep my head down and try to do the best I can there.
Do you believe Martinsville is more of a strategy track or more of a luck track?
A little bit of both. You got to have some strat. You got to be in the right spot at the right time when they're wrecking. So you got to play your cards right. You kind of mix a little bit of Vegas poker with Martinsville Glizzies.
Come on with it. Come on with it. That's a heck of a response. Well, Kyler, obviously, you got anybody you'd like to thank tonight, buddy?
Yeah, first and foremost, when my niece is watching, her name is Keegan. She picked out my socks for me tonight. Keegan, thank you. I love you. Shout out to my big sister and her family. They're going through it, so thoughts and prayers with them. And my girlfriend for tuning in. I know she's at work, and she was tuning in when she could. All the guys at TWRS set up shop, built a rocket ship for me. And then, of course, you guys for the broadcast. And then, Fitz and all them at the admin team. So, hi, all the kiddos, Riley, Brindley, Caleb, Braxton, all y'all watching. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
Sure, for sure. Well, hey, we appreciate you, Kyler, each and every week. Guess we'll see you Tuesday night as we head off to the land of Glizzies, a.k.a. Martinsville.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Kyler, I just want to chime in real quick and say, man, what a fun time it was out there at Circuit of the Americas with you and Carrie, and can't wait to do it, hopefully out at Fort Worth out here a little bit, coming up here a little bit sooner.
Yeah, a couple of weeks, man. We'll let's not drop any phones this time.
Yeah, I'll try not to. God dang it. That's all right. Carrie's down there to go run at Mach 2 and go get it for me. It's all right.
I was about to say, yeah, if you do, Carrie will be booking it down there for you. So, we'll get it handled. Even if you do drop the phone again, let's not though, because I think Texas stands are a little bit a little more unforgiving than Coda's.
Right. Well, we'll do out
At least
there,
it was the
Kyler.
stands and not the big tower.
Yeah, now we're talking. Well, thank you so much, Kyler. Thank you, Justin. Thank you all out there on Stam Studio Network for tuning in here tonight. I think that's going to about do it for us up in the booth. Justin, you got any closing kind of thoughts, any closing remarks as we head into one of our favorites? It's Glizzy Goblin Country next week at the Martinsville.
Let's head to the land of 1,000 Glizzies.
There we go. What a race it was tonight, and if you are looking for some more action, just tune in here in about 45 minutes time. I'll be live once again, the old Stam Studio Network. It'll be MX5 Cups out at Mexico City for the penultimate round of Apex Motor Club's sim racing season. Thank you all so much from the bottom of our hearts. Sean Stam, Justin Yaw here on Stam Studio Network. Until next time, thanks for liking, commenting, and sharing this video.